on a couple of days back. I don't know if you were part of it or not, but I certainly remember a couple of other spokespersons of the Congress looking at commas, full stops, quotes, this, that. Full Wren and Martin grammar class was going on. And now you have Dr. Manmohan Singh coming out and saying very clearly that, bhai, I'm not hiding behind this. I mean it. Poor Muslims. Isn't this communal? First of all, let's get to the brass tacks. Dr. Raman.
Okay, I mean, if we are saying that giving benefits to OBCs, SCs, STs, and minorities, including Muslims, especially the poor among them, giving them state benefits is communal, I have nothing further to say. That is not communal. That is the whole purpose of reservation. That is what Baba Saheb Ambedkar envisioned. Of course, he envisioned it for an initial period of 25 years, and it got extended beyond that. But look, taking this in isolation, taking a sentence in isolation, is something that is not going to get us anywhere. Everyone knows what Dr. Manmohan Singh said. Subsequently, he even issued a clarification. This is a separate speech. Now, all he is saying is the poor of this country, especially the other backward communities, the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, minorities, including Muslims, especially the poor among them, should get the first benefits from the state. Now, I don't see how anybody is going to have a problem with that unless we selectively take only Muslims and say that he wants to give it only to Muslims, which seems to be the case here. But I think really, Rahul, I think we reached a stage where we are now scraping the bottom of the barrel. I don't see this campaign really delivering. I don't know about Uttar Pradesh. It's a complete black box to me. But beyond that, I honestly, and of course the Hindutva lab, which originally used to be in Madhya Pradesh, which of course is anyway going to vote BJP. I don't see any this having a huge traction in states outside this area, especially not in Karnataka, which is voted. Half of Karnataka still remains to vote, or in Maharashtra, most of it still remains to vote, or even in states like Bihar. I don't honestly see this having an appeal. The Hindu-Muslim card.
It's not about appeal, sir. It's not about appeal.
It is.
No, it's not about appeal. It's about the principle. It's about the principle. It's about the principle. It's about the principle.
Nobody,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Congress never at any stage has said that only Muslims should be given reservation. Dr. Manmohan Singh has clearly clubbed OBCs, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and all minorities.
No, one second, Dr. Raman.
Even in this speech,
Shikha, my colleague, is going to share with me right now a paragraph from the Constituent Assembly debates about what Dr. Ambedkar had to say about reservations along religious lines. Since you brought him up, and it's there on your screens, and I'm going to get the text so I can read it. Providing reservations and affirmative action only for backward classes and not religious minorities.
Yes. Now,
Clause 6.4. Nothing shall prevent the state from making any provision for the reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens which, in the opinion of the state, is not adequately presented in the services under the state. And when we press... one second. Clause... please let me finish. I have to... Hang on. This is a hard fact show, viewers. People can't use the name of Dr. Ambedkar and think that they can use it as a fig leaf and get away. I'm going to now get you what Dr. Ambedkar said in the Constituent Assembly. Clause 15.4. Nothing in Clause 2 of Article 29 shall prevent states from making any special provision for advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes of citizens or for SC, ST. Let's press the control on that. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's go back to that. Let's start it again. Providing reservations and affirmative action only for backward classes and not religious minorities. It's very clearly mentioned. So, Dr. Raman, if someone is not... Yeah, please, go ahead.
I think you have not really read the reports of the various backward class commissions in various states. Almost in every state, they have categorized Muslims as a backward class.
Right.
And I'm clearly confused, Rahul, as to what you're really getting at. Because in state after state, they have categorized the Muslims of the state.
Let's open it up.
States, for instance, 1 minute. In some states, Shia Muslims are not backward. Bora Muslims are not backward. There are only certain categories of Muslims which are
covered under the backward classes. So they have been given the reservation
Will
not
poor
because they are
Jains,
Muslims.
will poor Jains be given? And where have they been given? Have poor Parsis been, they should is a different matter. The question is about prioritizing, singling out, preferential treatment. Don't say they should be given. That's not the argument here.
Rahul,
the question here that was exposed. No, please, hang on, doctor.
No, nothing was exposed.
Anyhow, let me open this up.
Not as a religious
Let me open
minority,
this
they
up.
were given the reservation.
Oh, I see. Not as a religious minority. So then why is Manmohan Singh talking about Muslims in specific?
Report says it.
No, he should just say all minorities if that is what they want to do. But he said especially, particularly Muslims. Why should they get? No, hang on. Are there no poor?
Because they are the largest.
Are there no poor Sikhs?
They are the largest. He has said all minorities.
Oh, they are the
Play
largest. Okay. Anyhow,
No.
Viewers, look at this. They are the largest what? Vote bank. They are consequential because they are the largest vote bank. So let's appease them.
He has said all minorities.
Okay, I don't want to.
He has said all minorities.
No.
No. Please play the sentence.
I am saying he did, but he specifically mentioned, which is where the problem is. You do not differentiate by specifically mentioning anybody. And you know this, Dr. Raman. Dr. Ranganathan wants to come in. And I want to bring in Ajay Alok as well as Vivek Srivastava. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, Rahul. Good evening to my fellow panelists. First, let me just hunt around. कहाँ थे? अभी तो कांग्रेस पैनलिस्ट यहीं पे थे. कहाँ गायब हो गए? कहाँ घुस गए? Rahul, I can't find them. All those guys who were saying you were wrong, Prime Minister was wrong. अरे निकलो बाहर निकलो. This is what happens in this country. In the age of social media and videos at your fingertips, these guys, blatant liars, were accusing you, me, everyone else of misreading what Manmohan Singh said in 2006. And who comes to our help? And who is the one who actually completely exposes their lies? It's Dr. Manmohan Singh himself. But I don't want to go into that because this is a topic which has to be discussed now, Rahul, away from whatever the Congress does. Because you know what the truth is? The truth is that the Hindu candle is burning at both ends. This is the reality. Let me explain. It is no one's grouse that Congress blatantly appeases Muslims and is blatantly anti-Hindu. I have given tons of examples of both instances. But the Congress is not in power. Therefore, one must ask these questions, direct these questions to the BJP and to Prime Minister Modi, who has been in power for the last 10 years and before that the first NDA-1 government. Why is it that the Hindu candle is still burning at both ends? Why is it that we still have the Waqf Act? Why is it that we still have the Places of Worship Act? Why is it that we still have the RT Act in conjunction with the 93rd Amendment? Why is it that only the Hindu rituals have been reformed through Hindu Code Bill? Why is it that the Hindus are discriminated against? Now I come to the other point. You are absolutely right that religious reservations according to religious lines is an absolute no-no. Dr. Ambedkar also said no, it should not happen. But I want the BJP and the Prime Minister to explain me this. For the last 30 years, until the Mumbai BJP government scrapped it, why were blanket Muslims getting reservations in Karnataka? 2 BJP governments and they did nothing about it. Why only in 2023 did they scrap it? From 1994-95 onwards till 2023, you had Mr. Yediyurappa, you had 3 other BJP chief ministers and 2 BJP governments who performed their full term. Why were under the BJP Muslims in blanket getting reservations? This is the question that I don't want to ask Congress because I know they are pro-Muslim
okay,
and
but
anti-Hindu.
Doctor, very quickly, Doctor, maybe they didn't have Modi at that time. I don't know. I'm not trying to, but anyhow, I'm just going to say one thing. Viewers, let's get back to this subject. Where will this end? Ajay Alok and the left leader, Mr. Vivek Srivastava, where will this end? Are we going to have separate communal awards? Are we going to have a repeat of what happened under the Morley-Minto reforms? What is going to happen, viewers? Are Muslims going to say, oh, well, we'll never get elected to office because you see our numbers are so small, people don't give us representation. This is exactly how it started, viewers, pre-independence. This is the pathology that in the name today, viewers, of social justice, we are extending, creating a separate nationhood. Kab tak, viewers, till when are we going to think of ourselves as regions of sub-regions of sub-regions of sub-regions. When are we not going to think of ourselves, viewers, as X and Y first and not as an Indian first? When will that happen? And I want you to listen to me very clearly, viewers. The debate in the Constituent Assembly started. This is the framer of your constitution and perhaps the most committed social justice warrior. Sometimes people have accused him of being overcommitted. This is what he said. And this is what came out of it. His expression in the Constitution. There was an express rejection of the idea of providing reservations and affirmative action on religious grounds, especially for religious minorities and only for backward classes. Viewers, you belong to a class of people, not a religion of people. Dr. Raman is trying to conflate two issues. And that is the problem.
Not a problem.
If there is a backlash tomorrow and Hindus say, sorry, nothing doing, we want our Hindu Rashtra to prioritize us, then what will these people say, viewers? Now, I want to bring in, nonetheless, Ajay Alok, I want to ask you, Ajay Alok, I want to ask you, and Vivek Srivastava, there's one question that I want to ask you. Why was this raised not when Rahul Gandhi first talked about this, caste census, etc., etc. This came out suddenly after the first phase. Is this linked? Because I know the second question will be, Modi is sensing defeat. There are asinine arguments being put forth without actually any statistical basis to it, to show that low turnout means that you're going to be voted out and all that. These people have been saying this. So I'm asking you, is this timed to get the voter, Hindu voter, all lathered up, excited to come out and press that button?
Now, the question you are asking me is in the current situation, and the situation you explained me relates to at least 100 years old story. Now, when you talk of Constituent Assembly and you talk of the Constitution, remember always this Constitution always had backward classes in mind when there was no partition. Then also this Constitution was very clear that the religious minorities, in the name of religion, there won't be any reservation. It will only be for backwards. And at that point of time before partition also, the minorities were Muslims. So this is the genesis of the problem this country had. And even after the partition, on the basis of religious partition, the country suffered. This continued, this pathology continued, and it's continuing till now. And there's no one other than the Congress party which continued this pathology, nurtured this pathology, and today it has taken up, like it's a shape of a big tree which we need to cut, which we are trying to do. But unfortunately, the so-called, the wall of secularism, the pseudo wall of secularism they have created, they should have done it while being in the power for 50-55 years, but they nurtured it. Today, at least we have the courage to say this. Down 10 years, before 10 years or 15-20 years, nobody used to talk about this. To talk about Muslim appeasement was something of flop. Now, today, you are making everybody hear Dr. Manmohan Singh's statement on live television, not once but twice. But Sumanti Raman doesn't listen to it. He has a selective deafness. He doesn't listen to the word Muslims. Now I'll make him read another tableau. It's a Congress manifesto of 2009, which is there in my hand, which clearly says the Indian National Congress has pioneered reservations for minorities in Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. There was no bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh there. In government, employment, and education on the basis of the social and economic backwardness. We are committed to adopt the policy at the national level. A Waqf Development Corporation will be established to develop these properties. A national Unani university will be set up. The corpus of Maulana Azad Educational Foundation will be doubled. Exactly this is in the replica, what we are seeing in 2024. This is what we call when we say that we smell Muslim League in it. What are you up to? You are, on the one hand, for the last 2 years, Rahul Gandhi has been shouting the chants of Jatiya Janganna, OBC, OBC, OBC. And in Karnataka, you are just taking out the rights of OBC and doling it to the Muslims. 956 medical seats, 150 given to Muslims in the name of OBC. Where will the OBC go? You have the intention to create an OBC within the Muslims and you want to put the whole Muslims into OBC. This is what? This is complete appeasement, nothing else. And if the Prime Minister being a Prime Minister of this country and also the leader of
Okay.
the largest democratic party in the world,
Vivek
if he
Srivastava.
All
expresses this
Muslims
concern to the
are
people,
not
what's wrong?
OBC.
One second.
All
one
Muslims
second.
are not OBC.
One second.
All
period,
Muslims are
except
OBC
in
in Karnataka. Please go and check your
Sorry,
facts.
sorry, that you must ask Mr. Devegowda why he
Okay,
implemented
there are
it in 1995.
no, one second, one second, one
but
second.
in
one
my
second.
state, in my
There
state,
are
all Muslims
no,
are
one
not
second,
OBC.
Dr. Aman,
Sorry.
Dr. Aman, please, Dr. Aman,
I'm
please.
talking of Karnataka specific.
One second. There are 30.
Karnataka, you have to ask Mr. Devegowda.
Yeah,
your
that's
alliance
very
partner.
easily
You have to ask
deflected.
him why
Anyhow,
he
1 minute,
implemented
Vivek
it.
Srivastava, let me
easily
bring him in.
deflected.
Please, gentlemen, 1 second. No
And why
cross talk.
Mr. Yediyurappa never reversed it as Dr.
1
Anand
second,
Ranganathan
sir.
asked?
1 second, sir. Article
Or
370.
Sadanand
No, hang on.
Gowda,
Dr.
or
Aman,
Basuraj
Article
Bopai,
370.
or Jagdish Shettar.
Dr. Aman, Article 370 was in place for 75 years. There were many BJP governments even at the center. And there were some supported by the BJP. Did that happen? Maybe it takes someone like Modi to do it. I don't know.
No, even Mandal Commission
1 second.
clause 12 clearly
My
states.
point,
One
Rahul,
second.
is
One,
very
no,
simple.
1 second. Vivek Srivastava, let me bring him in, please. I
All
beg you,
Muslims
gentlemen,
are
I
not
beg
backward.
you, beg
Please
you,
understand
gentlemen, I beg you, please. I just beg you, can I get Mr. Vivek Srivastava in? He's been listening patiently. Can we allow him in, sir? Your indulgence, your honors.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, Rahul.
Okay, the lordships have agreed. Okay, let me bring in
thank you,
Vivek
Rahul. See,
Srivastava.
Rahul,
Vivek, sir,
what
no,
is
one
actually-
second.
what is-
Vivek, let me at least ask you the question. Vivek
Right.
Srivastava, let me ask you. Let me ask you. Are you also in favor, since they are such a backward class, the Muslims, in this country, even more backward than Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, a whole other plethora of religions, should there be separate electorates for them? Why not? अब जब कर ही रहे हो तो पूरी तरीके से करो.
नहीं क्या करा है ये बता दीजिए. What have we done till now? I want to ask you that. And secondly, what I want to, I'll be very clear.
मैं बताता हूँ क्या
What is
किया है.
happening
मैं आपको
is that
बताऊं.
the so-called
एक नहीं, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. अगर आप मेरी बात सुनेंगे, आप सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
वो सुन लीजिए आप
अच्छा
पहले.
ठीक है, चलिए आप बोलिए.
जी.
क्या करा है? Rhetorical question.
जी. Sir, ये what is basically happening is that the so-called consolidated Hindu vote, majoritarianism, targeting the minorities, imaginary enemy which happens to be the Muslims, ये जो सारा concept था ना, this is going in the air. People have woken up, and these elections, they are going to vote for a change. So now what the
Answer the
BJP
question,
is trying to do
sir.
is they are trying to make it
Where
backward versus
will
Muslims.
this
No, sir, मैं
business
answer कर रहा हूँ.
of giving
Backward versus
preferential
Muslims,
treatment to Muslims
Dalit
end?
versus
Will it
Muslims.
end in forming
No.
separate
The message-
electorates? Take a position.
I'll tell
Vivek
you,
Srivastava,
the
do you think
Honorable
there should be
Prime
separate
Minister-
electorates for
Sir, मैं
Muslims
उससे
in
भी
this
आ रहा हूँ.
country? Yes or no?
I'll come to all that. I'll tell you what the Honorable Prime Minister is trying to do. The Honorable Prime Minister is trying to give a message. Backwards and Dalits, सुन लो. अब ये भाई मुसलमान तुम्हारा हक मानेंगे और इनको ये हक कांग्रेस और
बट ये तो
दे
है,
रहे हैं.
ये तो हो गया
So
है.
now you better move on.
4% 4% कोटा. अरे भाई साहब 4% कोटा तो ओबीसी से ही लिया है.
The backwards, sir.
I cannot believe how ill-researched
Dalits
people
of this
are on
country,
this show, viewers, tonight. One person says Ambedkar wanted it.
Let me
The other person says कि वे छीन के देंगे. भाई वो तो छीन के दे भी दिया है कर्नाटका में और एक और स्टेट में भी.
आप दें या ना दें, सर पहली सच्चाई है.
Okay.
Let Mr. Ajay Alok take the message and take it back to the BJP headquarters.
No.
I am
Viewers,
telling you the ground report from UP, Madhya Pradesh.
I
and
don't
Bihar
care
right
about your
now.
ground reports.
The backwards,
The EC
Dalits
is
and
watching.
the
We
Muslims
cannot predict
are
anything.
together.
Please.
You
They
better
might be,
care.
sir. Great for you.
No.
Go ahead,
No,
win the election, become the prime minister, and then create. I asked you a question.
Yes.
Should there be separate
So let's not
electorates?
try to divide the
Should
people
there be
of the
separate
nation.
electorates, Vivek
Let us
Srivastava?
not divide the
Answer the
people.
question. Should there be separate
Why should
electorates?
there be a separate
Why should there be?
electorate? No.
Because I'll tell you, viewers,
No.
why. I'll
No.
tell you why. Now lower everyone's feet. I'll tell you why. Because viewers, the
Do
complaint
you want a
is-
separate
the complaint
electorate for the Dalits and the
the
backwards?
complaint. There is already
You
a
want
separate.
a separate
They already
electorate
have
for the
reserved
Dalits?
seats. Do you not know this? भैया ये कौन सी civics की किताब पढ़ रखी है इन लोगों ने? I'm sorry to say, I've never been this dismissive of someone's intellectual ignorance. We already have reserved constituencies, viewers, for SCs and STs. The next step, because the Muslims are even amongst minorities, viewers, the poorest, according to Dr. Manmohan Singh, they must be given preferential. So they will give them a separate electorate. It could very well possibly be. Think about the implications. Anyhow, viewers, there is big breaking news coming in, and I'm going to come back to some of my panel here. Big breaking news coming in. The Delhi government hauled over the coals. The Delhi government has been hauled over the coals, viewers. A PIL was filed. The Delhi High Court today slammed Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and the AAP-led MCD for their failure to provide textbooks to over 2 lakh students. Can you believe it, viewers? A whole generation in New York Times certified government schools don't have textbooks. Will the New York Times report about this, viewers? But that's a different question. The court said that Delhi government is only interested in appropriation of power, and by not resigning, despite his arrest on money laundering case, the court highlighted Arvind Kejriwal has put personal interest over the national interest. High Court has also said Urban Development Minister Saurabh Bhardwaj has turned a blind eye. Let me go straight across to Ananya Bhatnagar for more on this. Ananya, what has the court said? This seems like a big rebuke.
Well, definitely, Rahul, this is a big setback. In fact, it's a fateful day for the Delhi government coming in from, in fact, the Delhi High Court. In fact, the High Court going on to say, Rahul, that, it is a power-hungry government. It is, in fact, the Chief Minister's personal call is something that smacks of arrogance. It's an arrogance at its highest. And it was the call of, in fact, the Chief Minister. But it is something that is not in the national interest, but the personal interest has been, placed at its highest is what, in fact, the High Court has gone on to say. In fact,
viewers, the implications of this, Ananya Bhatnagar, I have to cut you. I have to take a very quick short break here. 2 minutes, viewers, will be back. The implication is that tomorrow the High Court could very well step in and say that Delhi government is dysfunctional without a chief minister and something needs to be done. I don't want to get ahead of the news, but short break and we are right back. 2 minutes, viewers.
So BJP has also fielded its candidate this time, and this time, even though the left and the Congress are together at the national level, here it's a three-cornered contest, as you said. People in Wayanad say that there are certain promises that should be fulfilled, including development, better infrastructure, whether it's road, railway station, and better connectivity. These are the things that they have in mind while they are casting their votes.
Well, thank you for your inputs, Purnima. The state BJP president, K. Surendran, is up against Rahul Gandhi and then Annie Raja. Let's delve.
The biggest issue in Wayanad is man-animal conflict.
Yes.
This whole elephant business. There have been 3 or 4 deaths in the last 3 months or so, and so big talking point.
And Rahul was absent.
In fact, the fact that Rahul Gandhi did not show up when one of the people got killed, and then he got the government of Karnataka, which is a Congress-ruled state, to pay compensation for a victim of an elephant attack. So that's been a big talking point. But I do want to talk about some of the BJP-focused seats as far as Kerala is concerned. And the biggest focus, perhaps the likeliest chance for the BJP to open its account, is the seat of Trichur, where Suresh Gopi, who is a popular actor there, an action hero, he fought the last Lok Sabha election, he lost. He fought the last assembly election, got more than 30% vote share. And he has been nurturing this constituency for a number of years. That's one thing that Trishur residents tell you, that he's been there. He was out there solving some of the local issues that the constituency face. So this is one seat that they are hoping. The only problem is the Congress changed its candidate. T.N. Prathapan, who is the sitting MP, has been changed. Mr. Muralidharan, very high-profile leader, the son of former Chief Minister K. Karunakaran, he was the Vadagara MP. He's been shifted from Vadagara. He's now facing off against Suresh Gopi in the constituency of Trishur. Then if you come further down, we mentioned Alapura, where Shobha Surendran, very powerful firebrand leader. Again, she clocked more than 30% vote share in Attingal when she fought the last time around. But this time, she's up in a very difficult fight. K.C. Venugopal, who's the all-powerful organizational general secretary of the Congress, considered to be Mr. Rahul Gandhi's Man Friday. Alapura was the only seat that the UDF lost last time around. And one of the reasons, when he say there, was because K.C.
Viewers, you're watching the Hard Facts. We're coming live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio. It's a very big day today. It's a big day because in sum and in total, 88 seats in phase 2. And let's cut to let's cut to those visuals. In phase 2, viewers, 88 parliamentary constituencies saw polling. In some places, the polling was brisk. In other places, we're still getting updates to get a sense of where the turnout numbers are. But taken together with the first phase now, 190 seats in total have seen polling over 2 phases. And today, viewers, in this particular phase, it was really the Congress that really needs to ensure that it retains the seats that it won in Kerala and 3 others that it won apart from Kerala. You see, viewers, in this particular phase, the Congress only won 19 seats. But that's not a small number, because it was 19 seats, viewers, out of a total of 53 seats that it won in the previous Lok Sabha election of 2019, 52 in fact. And those are figures on your screens. If at any level the Congress slips on these 19, which is 30%, which contributed in this phase 30% to the overall Congress Lok Sabha tally, it will have a very big challenge to try and hold the BJP back in direct contests. Remember, the Congress is in direct fights, BJP in Karnataka, Rajasthan and Assam in this particular phase. Phase 2 represents the Congress' best opportunity to dent the BJP, because the BJP is trying to establish itself in the 20 seats in Kerala. It has not had so much success, viewers. As you know, there are some tight contests, they could go either which way. And of course, in Karnataka, the Congress has had presence, it has momentum in its favor. The BJP is a bit divided. They're also in a tricky alliance where the chemistry between the JDS and the BJP might not quite translate on the ground into an effective coming together, an alchemy. So there could be problems there. So if the Congress doesn't make the most of these opportunities in Kerala, where it's a triangular fight with the left also sniping at its heels, and in Karnataka, if it really can't make inroads, then the Congress has a problem, viewers. Because in the north, let's face it, the organization is weak. It might make a few inroads in Rajasthan, maybe a couple of seats in Madhya Pradesh, maybe 1 or 2 in Haryana or Chhattisgarh or this, that, the other, but it's not going to amount to the numbers it got from Kerala, viewers. If you just remove Kerala, the numbers it got from Kerala, viewers. If you just remove Kerala, then the Congress is reduced to just 3 in this particular phase of 88 seats. You can imagine how dependent it is on Kerala. Now, let's have a quick look at the turnouts. This is as per 5 p.m. In Kerala, 67.27 as of 6 p.m. Those are updated numbers now. In 2019, we were at 77.84. So, I don't know how much this number is going to correct upwards, viewers, but there is a 10% gap. Karnataka, 63, almost 64% as of 5 p.m. In 2019, it was about 70%. So, here there is still an opportunity for more votes to be counted and therefore added to that turnout figure. In Uttar Pradesh, 52.74 as of 5 p.m. In 2019, it was 62.71 across these 8 seats. So there's a gap of about 10%, viewers, even now. Of course, there are still voters in queue, so we'll have to wait for updated figures by 7:30, 7:45. Usually they put out some more figures. In Rajasthan, 59.19% as of 5 p.m. It was 68, 13 seats in 2019. So again, about 9 percentage points less. Maharashtra, 53.91, almost 54%. It was 62.84. So a lot of catching up to do, viewers. And that was, of course, a number for 5 p.m. also. So there's still about an hour and a half of polling. Usually booths close at 6, but the line extends. So therefore, voters are allowed to still vote. Madhya Pradesh, in 2024, 54.83 as of 5 p.m. And you need to catch up with 69.15. So again, it's not looking very impressive. Bihar, 2024, 53% as of 5 p.m. 2019, 63. So 10% gap needs to be made up, viewers. Let's ask some basic questions. What are we to make of these turnouts? Do they hold the key to the result? It's a question that has been intriguing a lot of people. Is the BJP nervous? What to make of it? Let's bring in Ajay Alok, national spokesperson of the BJP, straight in. We also have Dr. Raman with us. Sanjeev Srivastava and Dr. Chaudhary. First to you, Ajay Alok. Why aren't people feeling enthused enough by the message, perhaps, that is being articulated by the BJP's top campaigners to come out, leave everything aside and vote? What's the issue?
Well, Rahul, if you see the last phase of the election, the percentage was something around same, maybe a difference of 1 or 2% in most of the places. Today at 6 p.m., what you have shown me and what I have the figures with me, it's almost corresponding to 1 or 2%. So let's wait for the final figure to come. But the important point is, like, what we have been monitoring and we have been seeing, that there's definitely a 2 or 3% increase from the last phase, which is a good sign, keeping in the view the heat condition and other factors, basically climatic condition mainly. But still in the 2019 election, the total percentage turnout overall was 67.4, and as of now it's 58.6 as of 6 p.m. So let's see how much it catches up, maybe according to 2019. But what's the blue sign for us is, like, in 2019 we won 61 seats, and in 2024 we won 61 when Kerala was 0. And this time there will be definite turnaround in Kerala, and so we are very much hopeful that we'll take our tally in these 88 seats from somewhere to 65 to between 70. So these seats are going to be real turnaround, because we have taken the reports and still reports are pouring in.
Okay.
So
let me open this up.
The voters need to get turnout more and more. There's no
Sure.
doubt about it. And
Just for the record, viewers, in the last phase in Tamil Nadu, there was a drop of about 2.7%, in Uttar Pradesh 5.5%, in Uttarakhand 4.7%, in Maharashtra it was minimal 0.4%, and looking like that it's going to be close to that 2019 number in Maharashtra again. Rajasthan 6.3%, viewers, 6.3%, big drop. Bihar also 4.3%. West Bengal about 3%, 2.9% to be specific. Sanjeev Srivastava, what do you make of this, I would say, tepid response from the voters?
So let's look at the silver lining, Rahul, like Ajay Alok was just saying, that I see a discernible, if it is not very dramatic or not a huge difference, but there is some uptick vis-a-vis the first phase of polling. So the concern which the BJP perhaps may have felt after the first phase, they changed their theme song from Modi guarantees to more Hindutva and more strident in his approach the PM became, and the workers were perhaps also directed that don't be complacent and go out and try and get more voters. So it has not fully worked, but it has not also been as disappointing as the first phase. So it's glass half full. But the overall picture really is, while you talk about the 19 seats of Congress in 2019 in this phase and 60 odd for the BJP may gain a few in Kerala, like a lot of people are saying. I don't buy that line somehow, I may be wrong, but I'm sure that they're going to lose some in Rajasthan. So what is happening is, while the Congress to retain 19 is a big challenge, like you said in your opening remarks, but I think the Congress may well cross that number, because what has happened is this election has become, for whatever reasons, and we can debate and talk about that endlessly, it has become a tight contest in more places than what the BJP would have wanted. That does not necessarily mean the outcome will be against them, but the election is becoming too close for their comfort and for us to call.
Okay, that's an interesting thesis being presented there, viewers. Of course, this is all conjecture. Let's not forget, we don't know what the impact of low turnout usually has. We don't know if it will make the contest closer. Let me tell you, viewers, to make contest closer in at least 3 states.
I actually saw your tweet.
Yeah. No, I understand, sir. Just give me 30 seconds. To make the contest close in... Yeah, okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. You were making a point. Yeah, sorry.
No, I saw your tweet of the afternoon, Rahul, wherein you have said how you had given past few elections examples from Nehru, Indira Gandhi. But there were different times, and the gap was not as sharp as it was in the first phase. Like in the first 2 examples you gave of Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi, the gap was between 0.5% to 3%. In the first phase, you saw a drop of about 7 to 10%.
But we don't know right now. I mean, that was a full election, obvious
we
number.
Don't know.
So we still got 5 phases to go. And viewers, what I was trying to get at in that tweet was that even in Gujarat, in the assembly elections, you had the BJP not performing, or at least the turnout not being so great, but in two different elections. In 2017, the BJP didn't cross the 100 mark, the turnout had come down. In the next one, the turnout had fallen even more, but the BJP really swept that state. So you don't know with turnouts.
In 2022, the anti-BJP vote was split.
Well,
in
so
Gujarat.
this is the issue, because in Kerala it could be split, right? Even in Karnataka, fundamentally it could be split, because JDS is now not with the Congress. That alliance has changed. In Maharashtra, the alliances have completely changed. So we don't even know who is getting cut by whom anymore. It's such a khichdi, sorry to say. And look at the gaps. Now, Dr. Birendra Chaudhary, before I bring in Dr. Raman, Dr. Chaudhary, I want to ask you this, because the gaps in vote share in all these states, especially where the Congress is going up against the BJP, are very big. I mean, in Karnataka, they have to really make up a huge deficit. In one particular state, they almost have to get double. How does this work? I mean, in Uttar Pradesh, in the seats there, in Rajasthan, the gap is huge. So there might be anti-incumbency, and one should expect it. But will the Congress have the organizational muscle to attract that anti-incumbency?
देखिए, कर्नाटक का नमस्कार। सबसे पहले तो कर्नाटक की बात की आपने। मैं कर्नाटक में कहूंगा कि 2019 का यदि आप आंकड़ा देखें तो उस आंकड़े में है क्या, जेडीएस और कांग्रेस का अलायंस था। अब की बार क्या है, दोनों अलग हैं। जेडीएस किधर है? जेडीएस बीजेपी में है। तो निश्चित है कि कांग्रेस का रिकवरी चांस तो बहुत कम है। मैं पहले भी कह चुका हूं कि बल्कि डीके शिव कुमार का भाई का हारने का भी चांस है इस बार, क्योंकि बेंगलोर नॉर्थ में रूरल में ऐसे कैंडिडेट को खड़ा कर दिया गया है जो देवेगौड़ा जी के दामाद हैं और बीजेपी के कैंडिडेट हैं। और जहां तक ओवरऑल बात करते हैं हम टर्नआउट का, हम कल भी बात कर रहे थे कि टर्नआउट इज नॉट द ओनली डिटरमाइनिंग फैक्टर व्हिच डिसाइड्स द रिजल्ट। इन 1971 इंदिरा गांधी के टाइम में 6% का टर्नआउट घटा, सीटें बढ़ी मतलब 352 हो गया। सिमिलरली वाजपेयी टाइम इन 99 टर्नआउट घटा, लेकिन वाजपेयी गवर्नमेंट कंटिन्यूड। तो इसलिए मेरे कहने का मतलब है कि टर्नआउट का मतलब ये अभी नहीं है कि मोदी सरकार पर इसका बहुत प्रभाव पड़ेगा। दूसरी बात, यदि हम ओवरऑल फिगर देखें दोनों फेज का, जो क्या अभी तक चुनाव हुआ, 190 में यदि आप तमिलनाडु केरला को छांट दें, मान लीजिए पांडिचेरी भी कर दीजिए उसमें शामिल, 60 सीट गया। पिछली बार बीजेपी को क्या मिला था? वहां पे कुछ नहीं मिला था। और यदि वो माइनस, तो बीजेपी को मिलता है 93 आउट ऑफ 130, एनडीए को मिलता है 115 आउट ऑफ 130। स्ट्राइक रेट क्या बनता है? बीजेपी का स्ट्राइक बनता है 71% और एनडीए का बनता है 88%। अदर साइड, इफ यू सी कांग्रेस, मैक्सिमम चांस केरला, लास्ट टाइम दे गॉट 19 इंक्लूडिंग एलआई। इन तमिलनाडु दे गॉट 38 out of 39, the maximum, the same situation. So who is the gainer? Final picture is.
Yeah, because you are saying that in at least Kerala, etc., it can't improve its tally, the Congress. It
Exactly.
can only come down.
Exactly.
And therefore it has to add in other areas where it's in direct clashes with the BJP, and the best opportunity is in Karnataka, the BJP on a bit of a sticky wicket. Dr. Raman, first
Yes.
of all, there is a huge vote share gap between these parties in direct fights, whether it's Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, even Karnataka, they make up a lot of ground. So do you have any statistics to show that that ground can be made up immediately in this election?
Yes,
in
Rahul,
one fell
very
swoop?
clearly.
Yes, sir.
Let us take Karnataka. The BJP in 2019 won 6 seats with less than 1 lakh margin, out of which 3 seats were actually less than 50,000 margin. There was a 1,800, there was a 13,000 and so on. Those are seats which can easily be converted. I think you have to look at it very clearly from the perspective of not, so for instance, I'll tell you where you're talking about this huge margins for the BJP. So if you take Karnataka, coastal Karnataka, the BJP wins massively. So that increases their vote share across the state. But in multiple other parts of the state, the margin is very narrow. So you have to understand, if you take 1.5 lakhs, which means 75,000 voters must potentially switch to make a difference, there are almost 16, 17 seats in Karnataka in that range. So you have to understand this is a much closer election than a lot of people are actually talking about as far as Karnataka is concerned.
And mind you, between 2019 and 2024, the JDS is not even half the party that it was in 2000 and 2019. So there is this issue of the lower voter turnout. We don't know, I agree entirely, whom it's actually going to benefit, whether it is indicating of anti-incumbency, whether it indicates a pro-incumbency, we don't know, and we will not know until June the 4th. It's all speculation. The point I'm trying to make, Rahul, is very simple. Today, from whatever data you put out, these final voter numbers, if these figures are accurate, will end up significantly lower. For instance, a state like Madhya Pradesh, 5 o'clock, it's 15% below the last turnout last time.
No, but it
so
doesn't
there's
mean
no way
anything.
you're going to get 15%.
Fair enough.
No.
But Dr. Raman, fine, I can understand that there is, you see, the question that we have to ask
There
here,
is voter fatigue.
there might be voter fatigue, but
Who
does
is
that
it
mean, one second,
against?
does that
We'll have to
mean,
wait and see.
no, that's fine. Does that mean that there is enough anger for them to reject? Now, voter fatigue can also express itself in different ways. Sulking voters who don't want to bother about showing up. Some will come and press nota. Others will just disappear. They'll say, okay, our side is winning or whatever it is. Complacency. There could be ennui is a better word to use. So indifference, ennui. I'm just saying, viewers, does the Congress party have a bond, a trust? Has it been able to form it, Sanjeev Srivastava, over the last 1 year with the voter to say, okay, you might have a problem with the BJP, you might have a problem with Modi, but I am the answer. Now, when the voter looks at the other side, he doesn't know who the answer is and what the message is. Everyone has a separate manifesto. That's another problem, isn't it?
So yes, in a way you are right. So, and also in a way we may all agree to disagree that voter percentage low voter percentage may not actually spell trouble for the BJP. And I think the anger is not the right word. I think there is a certain amount of apathy or indifference towards this time the BJP and the Prime Minister, which I felt on the ground in some places. And also what is happening is that yes, the Congress does not have the organizational muscle in North India, especially in some states, but their presence is there. In Rajasthan, they won more than 70 odd seats in the assembly election. And also because of this election becoming a Modi versus local election, what is happening is that the local factors are coming into play, much to the discomfort of BJP.
Ajay, do you agree?
It really
Modi
affects the final outcome, we'll only know on
People
June
are
4th.
only bothered about their drains and all of that. They don't bother really about the national
I'm not saying
picture.
only.
Okay, not only.
And
Also.
It's not only, it's not
Okay.
either or.
Okay.
But
Okay.
what should have been
I'm
a
saying
dominant
that everybody
theme,
is-
just Prime Minister Modi and re-electing him, has become diluted and is
But
being
we don't know if
challenged
that
by
is an
local issues and
unreasonable
local
assumption
factors.
to make. But anyhow, it is an assumption that has been made. Ajay, look, quick response, please.
Yeah, I'd say just I don't agree to what Mr. Sanjeev or Ms. Sumati Raman has to say. Everybody has their opinion and they are entitled for their opinion. But 2 or 3 things, just logical on a logical ground, I'm saying that yes, its JDS is not half than what it was in 2019. Even if it is half, then also it constitutes 13.8% of the electorate vote what it got last year. Just join those 13.8% and 36.2%, that makes 50% of the votes. If that doesn't account for addition and that accounts for subtraction, I don't know what kind of a logic is that. Secondly, in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, we lost badly in 2018, but again in 2019 we won handsomely. Their election is not about arithmetic; it's about enthusiasm towards your leader.
Okay.
Chemistry.
Well, viewers, let me also tell you, in the assembly
That is
elections
there
in
with us, but
Karnataka.
that's not there with the opponents.
Okay, in the assembly election in Karnataka, you see, there has to be some parameter against which we are measuring. Viewers, even in the assembly election in Karnataka that the BJP lost, it was a very narrow election. It didn't really lose vote share. Congress gained some vote share, and that was an assembly local election, very highly localized election. And this business of jobs, this, that, distress was there even in 2019. Don't forget, viewers, jobs. They said, where's the job data? Where's the job data? Well, viewers trusted Modi to improve the situation. Has he done enough in their eyes? That is a fundamental question. I just want to quickly say, viewers, I just want to quickly tell you, the safe seats in this phase are 19 for the BJP, only 8 for the Congress. That is, seats that have been won by these parties in all 3 elections from 2009. relatively safe. That is 2 elections, they won those seats. BJP goes up to 24. So there's more preponderance of the BJP retaining than any other party. Is that really what is going to happen? We don't know, viewers. See you, of course, in the next phase. We'll have a lot more to talk about.
Guruji. That election. Had he fought, he would have won from Alapura. This time he's fighting from Alapura. There is the neighboring seat of Pathanamthitta, where again it's a Christian heartland, it's a Christian belt. All 3 candidates are Christians: Anil Antony, Anto Antony, Thomas Isaac. This also happens to be the seat that houses Shabarimala. And last time around in 2019, that was the biggest issue. K. Surendran fought from this seat. He also clocked close to 30% vote share in that election, but was not able to displace Anto Antony. And then, of course, like we mentioned, the 2 southern constituencies of Attingal, where MOS Muralidharan is testing his fortunes, and of course, the high-profile English-speaking battle, if you will, of Rajiv Chandrasekhar and Shashi Tharoor.
Shashi Tharoor, you put down, let's look at Trishul.
Well, from 7 a.m. you can find queues here at one of the polling booths in Wayanad. You can find a lot of women voters coming out to cast their votes from 7 a.m. This is the sight that we are seeing, and many here say that it's an interesting battle because in 2019 Rahul Gandhi in fact made his debut by contesting from the south. This time also Rahul Gandhi is seeking votes from them. So BJP has also fielded its candidate this time, and this time, even though the left and the Congress are together at the national level, here it's a 3-cornered contest, as you said. People in Wayanad say that there are certain promises that should be fulfilled, including development, better infrastructure, whether it's road, railway station, and better connectivity. These are the things that they have in mind while they are casting their votes.
Well, thank you for your inputs, Purnima. The state BJP president, K. Surendran, is up against.
Will the southern states be the opposition's trump card in these elections? Join me, Sumant C. Raman, for the most dynamic and distinct election coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis.
Co-powered by Gandhi and then Annie Raja. Let's delve.
The biggest issue in Wayanad is man-animal conflict.
Yes.
This whole elephant business. There have been 3 or 4 deaths in the last 3 months or so, and so big talking point.
And Rahul was absent.
In fact, the fact that Rahul Gandhi did not show up when one of the people got killed, and then he got the government of Karnataka, which is a Congress-ruled state, to pay compensation for a victim of an elephant attack. So that's been a big talking point. But I do want to talk about some of the BJP-focused seats as far as Kerala is concerned. And the biggest focus, perhaps the likeliest chance for the BJP to open its account, is the seat of Trishul, where Suresh Gopi, who is a popular actor there, an action hero, he fought the last Lok Sabha election, he lost. He fought the last assembly election, got more than 30% vote share. And he has been nurturing this constituency for a number of years. That's one thing that Trishul residents tell you, that he's been there, he was out there solving some of the local issues that the constituency faced. So this is one seat that they are hoping. The only problem is the Congress changed its candidate. T.N. Prathapan, who is the sitting MP, has been changed. Mr. Muralidharan, very high-profile leader, the son of former Chief Minister K. Karunakaran, he was the Vadagara MP. He's been shifted from Vadagara. He's now facing off against Suresh Gopi in the constituency of Trishul. Then if you come further down, we mentioned Alapura, where Shobha Surendran, very powerful firebrand leader. Again, she clocked more than 30% vote share in Attingal when she fought the last time around. But this time, she's up in a very difficult fight. K.C. Venugopal, who's the all-powerful organizational general secretary of the Congress, considered to be Mr. Rahul Gandhi's Man Friday. Alapura was the only seat that the UDF lost last time around. And one of the reasons there was because K.C. chose not to fight that election. Had he fought, he would have won from Alapura. This time he's fighting from Alapura. There is the neighboring seat of Pathanamthitta, where again, it's a Christian heartland, it's a Christian belt. All three candidates are Christians, Anil Antony, Anto Antony, Thomas Isaac. This also happens to be the seat that houses Shabarimala. And last time around in 2019, that was the biggest issue. K. Surendran fought from this seat. He also clocked close to 30% vote share in that election, but was not able to displace Anto Antony. And then, of course, like we mentioned, the two southern constituencies of Atingal, where MOS Muralidharan.
कितनी खूबसूरत ये तस्वीर है, कितनी खूबसूरत ये तस्वीर है, मौसम बेमिसाल बेनज़ीर है, मौसम बेमिसाल बेनज़ीर है, ये कश्मीर है, ये कश्मीर है, ये कश्मीर है, ये कश्मीर है, पर्वतों के दरमियाँ है, जन्नतों के दरमियाँ है, आज के दिन हम यहाँ हैं, साथी ये हमारी तकदीर है, कितनी खूबसूरत ये कश्मीर है, 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 बम्बरो बम्बरो चांदन बम्बरो बम्बरो चांदन बम्बरो, आए हो किस बगिया से, हो बम्बरो बम्बरो।
क्या बात है, फैंटास्टिक, बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फॉर आसिफ एंड नजाफत। फैंटास्टिक, आपने समा बांध दिया, ऐसा लगा क्या हम बातचीत कर रहे हैं। चलिए एक एक कब कहवा लें, बैठे आप गाएं सुनाएं, हम लोग बात करें। थैंक यू वेरी मच लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। इट्स अबाउट सिटीजंस, इट्स अबाउट पीपल, इट्स अबाउट टैलेंट, इट्स अबाउट एस्पिरेशंस, इट्स अबाउट एम्बिशन एंड इट्स अबाउट अ ड्रीम, अ विजन, अ वे फॉरवर्ड। All of that in this special edition of the Citizens Manifesto, coming to you from the KICC here in Srinagar, our venue partners. And big shout out to the entire KICC team for allowing us this magic and to bring that to you, ladies and gentlemen. With me is Shaila Rashid. We've got Farooq Renzu Shah, Dr. Hina Radar is there. We have Baldev Raina and Adil Hussain. Adil Hussain, perhaps the only political representation, because this party has come from the people, the JKNPP. Thank you very, very much. And we are here to talk about the issues that will matter to the people as they go to the ballot in Lok Sabha 2024. What is it and how is it different from the rest of Bharat? How is it similar? Is there a difference even within Jammu and Kashmir in this UT itself? How is it different from what is happening in Ladakh? We'll try and talk about all of that. We've got a lovely audience. I've got some youngsters also who've been waiting patiently, so we'll try and get their voices. But first, Adil Saab, let me start with you. You are a group of people, this party that was started soon after, I think, as a movement slowly to get people together. Now you are one of the only parties, correct me if I'm wrong, or contesting in 4 of the 5 parliamentary contests. Right. Some of the traditional parties are also not doing this. So what's the big issue for you on ground? लोगों के बीच में सबसे बड़ा मसला क्या है?
Actually, after 2019, the scope of the politics is broadened up, because for the last 3 decades the politics were choked, especially for youth, because a traditional party committed a blunder in 87 and that landed us into the morass of 3 decades, especially the youth, or in between 20 to 40 years age. So one party has the baggage of, because we have lost human toll, that will directly go to discredit the party, one of the traditional party. Second party launched in 1999. What they did, they operated in a way that soft sectarism via their agenda. They thrive on the morass created by another party, and they did say we are creating the alternative, but they were, taking an advantage over the morass, over the disaster. So these were two, I would say, the poles under which it's the buffaloes fight, it's the crop that suffers, that suffered the youth. But after the gap of 3 almost decades, 1990, it was a watershed moment to bury the 370 Frankenstein and to open up the vision and open up the scope for the youth to come and join politics and, you know, go to any sort of limit where they can not only prove their talent but also,
But
you know, come out of
Are youth participating? Are youth participating
our, yes,
on ground?
we have the youngest political candidate in JK. I cannot talk about the rest of the country. His age is between 27 and 28. So he's the youngest one in JK. We are, you know, giving a space to the young youth.
So they're coming to fight.
Create a ripple in a sense and to lead from the front that it is youth orientation after 19. So youth must come forward.
I'm just going to take this, move the needle a little faster here. So that's why I'm asking you. If you do a political debate, the fight is all around 370. Now, 370 has happened 5 years ago. Abrogation has happened. Supreme Court said. I'm asking you, what is the actual issue on ground? Is that the political narrative among the youth, among the people who are going to come out and vote?
Actually,
also?
I was coming to that because the traditional parties will do their best to woo the voters on the sentimental issue of 370 before and after. But to us, to see the future of J&K, especially the youth who have a stake, a major stake as far as our population is concerned, and at the same time that 370 chapter has been closed on 2 prongs. One is through the means of parliament. You must have 2/3 majority, and out of 6 our parliaments, that's one point. Second point is there is one more, you know, corridor, that is the August Supreme Court. That has been,
let's cut the long story short. Let's come to the real issue.
So the issue is how we will channelize our youth towards the development, towards the Make in India, towards the international fora.
Is there traction and purchase for that on ground? When is that going to make people come out and vote? I'm just before I bring in our panelists, the others also, I'm just going to open this up to the youngsters behind. वो माइक जरा उनको देंगे, पीछे जो ग्रुप बैठा है आप लोग में से कौन बोलेगा आप में से? Whoever will speak. Hi, what's your name? And tell me, for you, what is the one issue that will make you come out and vote? Mic is on. हाँ, on है बेटा.
जी सर, my name is Abrar.
Abrar, hi Abrar.
जी सर.
हाँ, बताइए, what's going to make you come out and vote? आप किस मसले पे जाकर वोट करेंगे?
मैं इस मसले पे वोट करूंगा क्योंकि जो हमारे ये यूथ है वो आज ड्रग के साथ बहुत इन्वॉल्व हुआ है. उसके लिए हम ये कि जो हमारे सोशल ग्रुप्स आज काम कर रहे हैं उन पे, तो जो हमारी यहाँ पार्टीज भी है वो भी काम करेगी अब इन पे. तो अगर अच्छा काम हुआ यूथ पे तो हम वोट डालेंगे. अगर हमें अच्छा सपोर्ट नहीं मिला तो यूथ तो वही रह गया. तो फिर वोट डालने का भी कोई शौक नहीं है हमें.
शौक नहीं है तो ऐसा कोई है जो आपके इसको इशू को एड्रेस कर रहा है? कितना बड़ा इशू है ड्रग्स? आप में से कोई और बोलना चाहेगा इस पर? हाँ, आगे दीजिए. थैंक्स इरफान. थैंक्स अबरार. नो अबरार. थैंक्स अबरार. या
जासिफ शबीर यार.
हाँ,
एक्चुअली अगर हम ड्रग्स पे बात करें सर, आपने बोला ड्रग्स पे बोलिए. सर जो आजकल की अगर आप जनरेशन देखेंगे सर, आजकल जो माँ बाप है